it's Wrestling Hero Figs. We're going to be looking at Series 9 of the Legends Target exclusive line. We got Undertaker, Tatanka, Nikolai Volkoff, and Ted DiBiase. Now, the back right here, this is going to carry through that old school, that classic, that traditional packaging that we've seen within the first series. And then it did get discontinued. It brought it back, and when they did, they kind of brought their own style within it. Now, back right here, it's going to show you the whole breakdown. I'm going to show you the packaging on all four of these, and then we're going to get them out of the packaging. We got Tatanka over here, the second release of this man, first one with the shorter trunks. We got the memorable moment up here in the top corner. We got the man right here getting ready to unbox. He's like, what about DiBiase, man? Are we going to be getting him in the purple? Well, that's one thing that I'm still holding and crossing my fingers. And drop a like if that's the one that you'd like to find in the wild, because that one is tough, man. Everyone wants to find the matching gear right there alongside the tag partner, and he's like, you won't find it, Hero Fakes. Not far, not in between. You better hope that second pre-order drops, otherwise your chances of scoring that, yeah, highly unlikely. But you know, we're still going to attempt it. We got to try. We can't just be sitting there waiting if the other tag partner, right? We got Nikolai, but what is going to happen to Nikita? I know there's a whole Legends deal, whatnot, but that's something that you could do right here, and this is parts for it. So if you guys did miss out first go-around of the Soviet national anthem, it's going to be played out one more time. So now that we got the whole boxes all looked at, I say we go ahead, we get them out and see if it's going to be worth the pickup, because I know people are still curious. Like, dude, I already got that Legends figure. Is this going to be one that's going to make it up? Well, let's find out, you guys. I see we get them out. Let's do it. Here we go. We got all four characters out, and I'm going to start out with Undertaker, the high demand figure. Well, actually, DiBiase is technically the high demand, not this one in particular, but you guys know what I'm talking about. But we'll get the dead man out, because I know that side by side, they are already set to go. So I say we get it presented up here. Now, for the extras, we are going to get the jacket right here for the fabric. It's not going to be the full-on rubber, and we are going to be getting two interchangeable hands as well. You'll get the two mic open, and the mask right here, when the man's face got crushed, we can add it, we can take it off. We're going to go ahead and pull it on him, and the hairpiece, as you can see, that's already dripping down in order for to hold this intact. Before I do, though, let's go ahead and check out this jacket, because this is the jacket right here that's transitioning from the old pleather into full-on fabric. And if you do recall, like dating back to early Deadman, especially when it came to the game console, this was the requested figure. This is the one that I would walk in, and this is a true story, you guys. Back then, you guys are going to be saying this too in 10 years. Just watch. You're going to be like, you guys remember that movie theater, that place we used to go to have popcorn? It's the same thing with arcades, you guys. They used to be a real thing. We'd go up there after school, we'd put in all our coins that we would earn from the weekend, and then we'd go ahead, we'd spend it on the dead man in WrestleMania Arcade, which is right here. Check it out, man. Undertaker in its pure freaking video game recreation, and some other will say, be like, dude, that's not what this is based off. This is actually no, this is the one that's bringing to my mind. This is the one that we're going to talk about, and this is the dead man that, again, we've been waiting for, man. The hair dripping down. How long has he worn it like this? Like a good part of his whole entire career. I would say that this is the way that it was translated, but we haven't gotten it until we're getting it right now. And here is the other one. This isn't the best comparison. Like, the head scan is the same one from the very first release, but the thing is that I did a hair swap on mine. I got to mess around with the glue because there is still a little bit. Get it focused. There it is. If you look up here, this hair piece that you're seeing on this one, I tried recreating it, but with the Bret the Hitman heart. So this, you're not even gonna have to go out of your way. I am seeing the resemblance within the actual scan, but the whole skin tone of it all, it's gonna be a lot different. This is a lot lighter. This is a little bit darker in order to give it that real feel. Now, putting on the cap too, that's what's really gonna complete the figure. Here he is, man. There's the Undertaker with the jacket. I like the collar. If you look at the design, the way that it's wrapping around, when you have it up, it just gives it this really freaking awesome illusion. I mean, that's not how he wore it, but if you wanted to, just know that you got playability options within the actual robe of it all. The actual tie, it is going to be the same piece too that we did see, like the stripes, the whole pattern. It's going to be the way that it's kind of like the purple being reflected a little bit darker versus a little bit lighter. It's not like that big of a difference, but you can kind of semi-tell the way that the camera's picking it up. Tattoos, torso, the whole legs, that's where you're going to see. If you guys missed the review, go on the channel, man. Go check it out. We got some epic sauce. If you guys are joining the family, know that Undertaker, he's been here since day one. He ain't retiring. It might have been 30 years, but we're going to continue him right here on the channel, man. Really great looking figure. taking this off too is where you're gonna see the whole freaking epic sauce of it all, man. Like the elbow pads, the way that the gloves are tying in, like it's just a great figure. Again, this is almost the same, but it's gonna be the way that the colors are gonna be, not just on the tie, but also on the gloves, the bottom. This has more of like a tint, I'm gonna call it like a blue, and this definitely has more of a hint of purple. And this is actually, I would say, more accurate as far as what we saw right there, whether it's on the video game or on live TV. This is definitely reflecting more accurate within the actual purple of it all. And it is a tough color. I mean, it's one that you can't just get away. You can't just put on a mask it over and be like, this is what we're calling it, if you don't see purple. And it's so strange too, because here this figure has been lying in my collection, I would say going on probably 8 years. And the fact that now I'm seeing more blue than actual, and you guys are probably seeing it too, man. I know I'm not just crazy. Like, some people call me colorblind, but damn it, I'm definitely seeing a lot of blue. It's just when you put it alongside, it's like the Matrix, dude. It's like snapping in there. He's saying, what do you guys think of my mask? Do you think this is something that's going to work out? If my face gets crushed, am I going to have a replacement to go ahead and still go out? Of course you are, Undertaker, so pretty neat. It does stay on there pretty flush. You can see the hair, the way that it holds it. It'll hold it right there intact. I'm giving this figure, I'm going to say a 9.7, and that's good, mainly due to the fact that, well, guess what, Taker? You haven't given us the hair. How many years did it take? Let's see. 2010, we're going on 2021, we're going on 11 years until Mattel finally decides to do the drippies coming down out front. And here's DiBiase, interchangeable parts. We are going to get 2 mic open. We're also going to get an interchangeable head scan in this briefcase. We've seen it in the past. This is actually the same piece that you did see with the Money in the Bank, except it's going to be the solid gray right there to mix it in with the whole business theme. If you're going to be the businessman, if you are the $1 million man, you can't just be having it right there on the belt. No, it's got to show it everywhere, man. You got to have it on the face. And you knew we were going to get away without doing it. Come on, man. That's that signature Ted DiBiase laugh, and that's the option that we did get. Now, this is not the first time that Mattel has released Ted DiBiase within the Target exclusive line. I do have the one right here, but this is going to be more of the in-ring gear. So having the suited body, this is something too that has also been played out in the earlier days. That was with the entrance grades. So you still had an option. You could have either had him in the in-ring attire, or you could have had, because it was fabric, all you had to do, take it off, put it on, but that's a whole lot of messing around. You ain't trying to do that, man. If you're doing like pics or if you're doing poses, that's a whole different transition that you don't want to get into. So having this option, it's definitely a huge win. And I am picking up too that the interchangeable head scan, it's going to be very similar to the primary one. Matter of fact, it's the exact same. Only difference is the tone of the beard. On the older one, you're going to get a darker one, and this one is going to be a little bit lighter. The hairpiece too will still share all of that paint deco where it's got all the shading going on the original as well as the chase. So a little nice right there, continuing the trend with the whole look of it on the back end. That's where it all stops, man. The mullet game was popular, dude. Some people might not call this a mullet, but I think when you're getting pretty close right there to that shoulder line, it's going to fit right along. Let's pop this off. Let's check out this one and see if the old release for the Target line, how well it's going to be that. Come on, dude. We got to do it again. All right, so we got the belt. Here's the $1 million belt, and it is being held by the rubber, so if you want to have it like pre-post, you can do so, or you can pull it off and check it out right there in its entirety. We got the $3 symbols. We got the primary one being the main plate, and then we got the 2 side gigs continuing right there with the strap, and these are also dollar signs, except they kind of have that whole look of it just being like a regular strap. So there it is, man. There is DiBiase. We got the nice bow tie. We have the gold. We have the dollar. I'm telling you, dude, $1 million man, like reflecting it everywhere. Whether or not he was actually giving real money away, that's going to be a question that's going to be answered right now. That's right, man. We are cracking the code, because during that time, that's what it was, man. And the reason why I know is because my pops, I was a little kid, he took me out, he says, Dad, here comes DiBiase, man. Let's get $1. Maybe we can get a hundo. And guess what? It wasn't real. So that being said, you guys, if we had the chase, maybe you'd sit closer to a 10. But you know what, Tatanka, he's going to be able to help you out. And the reason why is because he's got them tools, man. He's going to go in there, show you what's up, man. Every time he came down to the ring, whether it's a full-on open with the interchanging or right there with the hammer, the guy was ready to work. This guy was the workhorse during this time. If you needed a middle guy, and then that's what he was. He was a mid-carder, and he did a great job. Some people, when they are considered that, they kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say they brushed it off, but this man accepted it. He went on, he says, you know what? not only am I going to be the top mid-carder, but I'm also going to give you those options right there with the figure. So here's the very first release. The blue, we got the short tights, we got the long tights. So it's all going to come down to on what era this guy is more memorable. For me, personally, this is still, for me, the actual gear that comes to mind when you say Tatanka. This, yes, he did wear this, but I would say more iconic moments definitely being represented within that. Now, here's the white tight design. We got the triangle. We got arrows literally pointing everywhere. It's not just north and south. This guy's talking about east, west, and it's even spewing out down to right here at the bottom. Now, what exactly is going on right here? Like, why doesn't it have tassels? That's beyond me. I'm going to go ahead and leave it at that. So that is going to be a drawback. The fact that they just went ahead, they painted it on instead of actually giving us the correct look. But again, that's just my thought. On the front, we got the full line red. We got the black wrapping all the way around right here for the strap. And then we'll have the red continuing through the bottom, coming all the way up to the front. And the necklace too will be sharing the same piece as the prior. So you'll have the mixture of the white with the gold. Now the straps, this is where the big difference is going to come into play. On this one, this had the whole crisscross pattern. On the newer one, it still has the cross pattern, except it's not going to be in fabric form. It's going to be on the design that'll be on the right as well as on the left. And if you guys are noticing this too, on the elbows, this isn't like the traditional old school elbows. This is like that double hinge that's built with inside. So doing any kind of part swap, yeah, it's definitely highly unlikely. So as you guys can see right here on the top part, they still gave us that. So why didn't they do it down here at the bottom? I'm gonna give this one a 9-1, and that being mainly due to just some of the little drawbacks that they decided not to go with. Now get into the last one right here, Mr. Volkoff. By the looks of it, you guys, as far as like the tights, the head scan, that is gonna be different. The actual like hat piece, that's another piece that I noticed different. But as far as like the boots and just the actual like in-ring gear, there's nothing different that I noticed it from the prior figure, because this is the one that we did see. With that being answered, we have to pull this up a little bit to check out what's going on. So, okay, even the tight design. So it looks like the man, he kept the traditional within the boots and the socks, but once you get higher up, this one has definitely something else going on. We got the blue, we got the mixture of the transition of the man going from heel to face, and this one, the man's almost there. Like, he's considerate at first. He's like, I don't know, dude. Do you think it's going to work out for me? Well, if you're making this kind of face, probably not. Here it is, dude. All right, so apparently this is just as goofy as the Jax one that we looked at the other day, but here's the hat. So pulling that one, you'll see the whole mixture of it all, right? We got America, we got freaking USSR all coming together, and he wanted to wear it on the hat, so guess what? The man did it. He did it on the right. He did it on the left. Different, of course. You got to have that tradition still within the actual piece. Obviously, you got it on backwards. Hero Fix, what's wrong with you, man? Well, I don't wear these kind of hats. The only kind of hat that you'll see this man wearing will be a baseball cap. So you know what? Don't go ahead. Don't go bashing. Don't get at me because I don't know how to put on this jacket. How difficult could it be, though? Well, I'll tell you what. It's not. Now, when you've been doing the figgy game for, what are we going on now? I would say 6 years now within the WHF fam, and some of you standing strong. Hey, if you're this far in the video, first of all, one thing I want you to do, my friends, is drop a like. And also, drop a comment. Let me know what's one of those memorable moments in WHF figgy history that really comes to mind as well. You stuck around because there's a lot of OGs here on the channel, and you know what? We love it. We love it with the cape. We got the good old US of A on the left, and then we got the continuation right there on the right. On the back, same thing, except it's going to be in bigger font. Ranking, look, it's almost the exact same piece of obviously the tights and the whole jacket. The man can't do all that much when you're still keeping that same tradition. So I'm going to give you a 9, my friend. That being said, ranking number 1 for sure. Got to give it to Deadman. Number 2, I'm going to give it to DiBiase. 3, Tatanka. 4, right there, Mr. Nikolai Volkoff. I want to thank you guys for watching. Be sure to hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and we'll see you on the next one. All right, man, somebody said $1 million. Let's do it.